Yep, let's see if that's working now. If you can hear me, please do a thumbs up. So if you can hear me, let's see if you can give me a thumbs up.
Yep, let's see if that's working.
Okay, so that seems to be working. Great. Good evening, everyone. Doing a little bit of a technology test. So anyone who's able to give me a thumbs up if you can actually hear me, that would be fantastic. And I wanted to share a very quick thought with you because, um, by all means, when it comes to the health scenario, I think in Guyana we've been going through somewhat of a winter. Winter in Guyana we don't have winters, we have the rainy season, and even in the rainy season, it's not really bad for Guyana because the farmers are happy. They really need to have the rain to irrigate their crops. So for them, it's a good thing. So, but I'm sure that many of you have traveled, you have experienced the winter, and winters for me are generally not fun. Winters for farmers are generally not fun as well because you can't really plant anything in the winter. The entire world actually has been facing this health, this kind of social winter caused by coronavirus for the past 100 plus days now. And when it comes to our political situation, if you think back to, was it December 20th, 21st, 2018? Imagine 2018 seems like 2 years ago, but if you add it up, we've had about a year and a half now of a political winter as well. So 3 months worth of a social slash health winter, 18 months of a political winter, and due to the corona winter, we actually ended up also with one of our biggest prospects, being the income from oil, actually ending up in an economic winter because when we started off with that production, prices were about $50, $60 per barrel. They actually crashed in the past couple of months to below 20, and they've now been recovering. I think they're up in the 30s now. Quite a lot of winters going on. Now, when people end up in extended winters, it could be very, very easy to forget that a spring is coming around the corner. Right? No winter goes on indefinitely. And I wanted to do this video to just remind you that not because we are in a winter means that we will remain in a winter for an extended period of time. What should you be doing in a winter? Yes, pay attention to what's happening in your environment, but also make sure that you are preparing for the spring, preparing for the summer, preparing for the sunshine, so that you can actually make hay whilst the sun is shining. And I think that we don't hear that enough. We hear a lot of the bad news, the negativity, toxicity, everything is going to hell in a handbasket. And we forget that better times will come and that we do need to be prepared. When it comes to, Corona, the lockdown measures really allowed for the slowing of the spread. And it means that, if we had no restrictions, our curve probably looks like this. Everybody gets infected really, really fast. And then people recover and then we continue. However, if everybody gets infected really, really fast, our healthcare facilities would not be able to deal with that. If we go into complete lockdown, then the spread will be extremely slow because there are not that many people exposing themselves to each other. And when it's that slow, every time you have a reduction in the lockdown measures, it will spike again. But all it does is that it takes this big curve here and it turns them into a very, very, very long curve. Now, people with a science background, people with a mathematical background should, that's my background, actually work out, what is our healthcare capacity, and then reduce the measures to such an extent that the rate of infections gets closer to our healthcare capacity. But that would require strategic planning, pinpoint execution, really professional delivery of services. And I think maybe that's where I agree to take a safer approach, because they always say it's better to be safe than sorry. But if I do have faith in our healthcare system, I know quite a lot of our doctors. I've lectured to quite a lot of them, so I do know they have the capacity. But it would be up to them to say that they have the capacity, right? I'm not giving them orders. If I was, I would have probably first figure out what they're really capable of, and then take the necessary actions to make sure that people could really be in a space where we let the infection rate happen faster, taking care of the people who could really get infected faster, make sure that they do have the level of care that is needed, so that we can actually shorten that entire time as well, because many people are suffering in many different ways, and it's something to think of. So that will continue playing itself out. When it comes to the political winter, it looks like we're close to the end. There are probably another 2 or 3 things that could possibly be done to further delay it. I don't want to give more ideas, but I'm sure that those who are hell-bent on their own direction are figuring out other ways in which to create further delays. So let's see if they're successful. I think if you have a broken system, you'll always get broken results, right? And expecting a broken system or a weak system to give you a fantastic result, it's like wishful thinking. So unless we get really serious and reform the way our elections are done, and I would say a lot of, I would say 80 to 90% is probably good. What we do have to take away is the political influences, so that it can be done fairly without that level of political interjection that favors whoever is in government. I think that's where we really need to do a lot of work, and that will allow us not to hit these political winters every 5 years. And then the economic winter, as the engines of growth around the world start getting reactivated, the demand for fuel, the demand for oil will continue to go up, pushing the prices up as well. So I really wanted to just reach out to you this evening and make sure that you understand that it is important that whilst we are in political, economic, and social winter, that you still make preparation for the summer that is coming. And for those of you who have been doing this all the time, you actually have realized that during this winter, you've actually done maybe even better than normal. And you're well on your way to do even better when the summer comes around. So I hope this is helpful to you. Don't just want to hear all this negativity around. The negativity can keep you busy. There is preparation for you to do with your life, your organization. Make sure that you're doing the preparation that is necessary so that you can have a fantastic summer, right? It doesn't make sense that you're all drained by the winter and you have no energy to invest and benefit from the summer. And please remember that it's like a gym, right? So glad to have been able to share this knowledge with you. If it is useful, share the video. Make sure that more people get to understand the whole concept of making the best use of this time and not to get paralyzed by everything that is going on around you, and to still keep focused. Where do you want to go? And make every effort to control yourself, because you're the only person you can control. Take a look at what you can influence that, and everything else, put it in a different box. Spend maybe 1%, 5% of your time paying attention to that, because time is our most valuable asset. So you guys take care. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and thank you for helping me out with my technology test this evening. Take care.